Greetings and salutations. Happy Wednesday, you early birds. Happy Wednesday. Today is June 28th, y'all. We in the last 2 days of June. Time is going faster than I could imagine. Let's start today with an affirmation. An affirmation for us, the collective, to carry through this day. Dear universe, dear creator, dear spirit guides, please give us words of wisdom, words of encouragement to help us through this day. Huh? Oh? Okay. All right. We get release. There's freedom from these chains. I release all jealousy that my body is holding on to. Instead, I extend a feeling of joy and compassion for others that succeed around me. This frees my mind and body to focus on the good entering my life. Let me read this one more time. Release. I release all jealousy that my body is holding on to. Instead, I extend a feeling of joy and compassion for others that succeed around me. This frees my mind and body to focus on the good entering my life. Namaste, y'all. Free yourself from all negative entanglements. Free yourself from all of those things that are holding you back. And realize that most of the things that hold you back are things that you create that aren't even real. You're afraid of monsters that only exist in your imagination. Namaste, y'all. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Greetings and salutations. Okay, y'all. First thing first, let us take 1 second and extend healing, loving thoughts to one of our moderators, Mojo. She took a nasty spill and hurt her knee really bad. So if you could, just take a moment, clear your mind, set an intention for healing, joy, and love. Inhale. And send that to Mojo. Get better, Mojo. Get better. Our thoughts and prayers are with you. Thank you. Thank you, every one of you. Thank you for that. All right. Let's get this party started. Hold on a second. All right. Had to get my tea. All right. First things first, y'all. I told you, Judge Eileen Cannon would not go peacefully into that good night. I told you she would not recuse herself as is proper. I told you she was going to throw her mess in so that she could give Donnie Boy the upper hand. And what has she done? Exactly that. So I am going to do a deep dive on Judge Eileen Cannon. Okay? And we know that that Mr. Smith has moved the trial date because Donnie Boy's lawyers have got to get security clearance to review the evidence that Donnie Boy stole. That right there shows you he's guilty as sin. His lawyers are not even authorized by law to review the evidence. Why do we even need a trial? He's guilty. He's guilty. He's guilty. We know he's guilty. Judge Cannon knows he's guilty, and she is going to do everything she can to give him the upper hand. Dear Tarot, please tell us everything that you can about Judge Eileen Cannon and her intentions for this case that is sitting before her with Donald Trump. Okay. All right. Judge Eileen Cannon is going to fight to the death for Donald Trump. I have to say it like that because this is what is at the heart of this reading. She knows that she is the one right now standing between old Donnie Boy and a lifetime in prison. And when I say a lifetime in prison, I mean an actual lifetime in prison. The crimes that Donald has committed are 20 years or better in prison for each count. And he stole boxes of state and government secrets, launch codes, military, where military people are stationed, assets. He gave up spies to the Kremlin, to the Saudis, to the Israelis, to anybody who asked him. Okay? So Judge Eileen Cannon is the spy in the camp, placed there strategically. Donald's case coming up before her after her disgrace with how she behaved at the interim. She is the spy in the camp. She was placed there. This is not the spy for us. This is the mole. This is the, that Freedom Federation, whatever, society, whatever. I can't even remember the name of what it's called. But anyway, Judge Eileen Cannon is the mole for Donald. She was placed there. I can't remember the name of the group. Somebody will put it in the chat. But anyway, she was placed there. That case came up to her on purpose. They facilitated this. Out of all the judges it could have come up in front of, it came up in front of her. This is a plan. Donald is guilty. There is no way around this except for judicial, I want to say malpractice, but it's even worse than that. It is judicial misconduct. And that is what Judge Eileen Cannon is about to do for Donnie Boy. She is going to disallow evidence. She is going to hide things from the public. Even though Jack Smith has an open and shut case, Judge Eileen Cannon is going to do everything in her power to delay, to make this cost the United States government more and more money, more and more time, until she is removed. She will be removed. There will be a hearing that is going to have to go to the circuit court, and they are going to have to meet just like they did before, and they are going to have to remove her. The only good thing that is going to come out of this, but this is what I want you all to understand. Before they remove her from this case, she is going to have at least a month to delay and destroy as much of this case as she can before it gets taken away from her and given to another judge. She is going to be removed from the bench after this for, I want to say, jurisprudence. I don't even know what that word means. I need to know. Let me ask Siri. Hey Siri, what does jurisprudence mean?
Jurisprudence means the theory or philosophy of law.
Okay. Well, she's going to get removed for jurisprudence. She's going to be removed for bias, and she's going to be removed for breaking her vow, the oath that she took. She has already broken. She's going to be removed, but not until she wreaks havoc, like I predicted before. Judge Eileen Cannon. I don't even, would you call her? She is a bot judge. You might as well say she is in Donnie's pocket. She is owned just as much as old Uncle Tom, old Clarence, just like he's bought and paid for. Eileen Cannon is bought and paid for. All right. And so there's a whole lot of female energy in and around this, a whole lot of female magic. She is going to do everything she can to try and help a guilty person. And this is what she's doing. She is a traitor to the United States. She is a traitor to the bench. She is a liar and a cheat. She is a fraud. She is a devil, and she ain't even in disguise. What she is about to do for Donnie and the Freedom Caucus, I think that's it. I can't even remember. But anyway, she is working. She is a complete mole. She is a complete Ponzi. She's set in there to wreak havoc in this case. So there you go. Judge Eileen Cannon is a traitor. She's a liar. She is a cheat. She is going to do everything she can to assist old Donnie Boy in his case, to delay, to stretch it out, to throw out evidence, to harm this case. She will be removed. She will be forcibly removed from this case. And it's going to take way too long. Again, all of this is a distraction. My next question is about Jack Smith. Jack Smith moved the date of the trial because Donnie's lawyers have to get clearance. But let's see if that's the only reason that Jack Smith moved the date of the trial. I think this is to give him an advantage as far as it goes with Judge Cannon. Taro, please tell us, what are the motives behind Jack Smith moving the date of the trial to December? The first thing that's getting me is to take a lot of the, there's going to be a lot of eyes around August. Jack Smith did not want this right at the beginning of the presidential campaign. This would just give Donnie so much free press. So Jack Smith was like, nope, let's take the wind out of his sails. Let's push it back as far as we can this year, because Fonnie's case is coming up. Fonnie's case in Georgia is coming up. This is also felony government charges. There's a better chance of him. I mean, there's a lot of Trump appointed judges that any of these cases could come in front of. But Donnie's got like 30 more charges coming out of Georgia. Let me go ahead and finish pulling these. Okay, so what is behind Jack Smith moving the trial? First thing is judgment. He wants a fair trial, as fair as it can be. Time needs to pass. This is also him trying to wait out Judge Cannon before she can destroy too much, to be working on those circuit judges to get her removed. Okay? The second, what we've got pushing this is the Six of Cups. This is the childhood, the happy childhood. This is about timing. Everything that Jack Smith is doing is thought out. Jack knows that he has a slam dunk. I mean, slam dunk. He knows he's got Donnie dead to rights. Donnie couldn't wiggle off of this hook if he was an eel, and he is not. Jack Smith knows this is going to be a long, protracted fight because of the status of Donnie. He does not want to give that to the GOP. He does not want to give them Donnie to run on. So, him moving the case to December is literally his Christmas gift to us. We'll get through the summer and through the fall with Donnie blustering, but he will be incriminating himself every day. The more time that passes, the weaker Judge Eileen Cannon can become. She will be removed. He is going to fight to make sure that she is removed, but she will not be removed expediently. No, this is a distraction. This is eye-opening. This is awakening. This is a show. This is a production being put on by the U.S. government. Yes, there will be a real trial, but everything is about covering up something else. The United States government is allowing a criminal, a spy, an asset of Russia to run around free, running for president for a third time. This is how long we've been dealing with this traitor. Time is flying, but we've got to remember what has transpired. We've got to remember exactly who we're dealing with and how we got here. All right? All right. Hey guys, do me a favor. If you like this content, you want to see more of this content, subscribe to my channel. Give me a thumbs up. Hit that bell notification so that you are always notified when I come on. Also, if you like this, share me to different platforms. Share me to Instagram, WhatsApp, whatever. All right? Give me a solid thumbs up. Love you. All right. My next question is from Shay Shay. Shay Shay says, weather events weather events that are going on right now are stranding people at airports. Major catastrophes happening everywhere. Shay Shay wants to know, will the year 2024, will the weather in 2024 be better than the weather in 2023? Shay Shay, first thing I have to tell you is that the weather that we are experiencing is man-made. First things first. What is happening is a direct result of what CERN is and has been doing. That pulse that hit the equator last week, I believe it was, shook everything in the sphere of our planet up. It changed molecular things. It changed weather patterns. We were already coming into, I believe, either an El Nino or a La Nina. I think it's an El Nino we were coming into. What CERN did just changed that, and not for the better, for the worse. we are going to have catastrophic weather because of what man is doing. This is not Mother Nature. This is man trying to play God with the planet. This is man putting his dirty, grimy hands into things that he should not be touching. Guys, the one thing that I need for you all to understand, we are living in the age of wonderment. We are living in the age of awe. Everything that you thought was a fairy tale, you're going to find out a lot of that stuff is real. A lot of the things that they told you are only fantasy. You're going to find out that a lot of that stuff is real. You're going to find out that a lot of things that you have been programmed to believe are not real. That's going to make a whole bunch of people very, very angry. And it's going to make other people very, very confused, wanting to know why the government and the church decided that we were such morons, that we deserve to be lied to and treated like infants and have our very lives taken from us. This is the revelation that is coming for each and every one of us, is that we have been enslaved, that our minds have been manipulated, that we have been made to believe a false narrative only so that we live in fear and that we're easy to control. We're going to learn the lengths that the government and the church have gone to poison us, to shorten our lifespans, to keep us subservient. All of this is going to be revealed. All of it. The only people who will be unaware are those who are willfully ignorant. Those who literally close their eyes and cover their eyes and cover their ears. Only those people will be unaware of what's going on. It feels like we are in the age of the book of Revelation in the Bible because we are. Because the church and the government are steering all of our activities towards this, towards panic, towards fear, towards uncertainty. People are being paid to run through Targets and loot the store. They are being paid by corporate entities. That's why you see these videos of Target stores being run through. People just running out of the stores, running in and out. Not one law enforcement officer in sight. Not one. When you're watching these videos, open all of your eyes. Don't just fall victim to the sensationalism. That's what they want you to do. That's too easy. If you're just watching, if you're watching the chaos and you're not looking at what's going on, then you've been duped. The magic that they are trying to pull the wool over your eyes is working. If they have you focused on the news or focused on the old, come on. The GOP can't even change their talking points. It is 2023. They are still trying to win the 2020 election. And we're sitting there allowing this to happen, saying, allowing these bobbleheads to keep flapping their lips while they're saying absolutely nothing, while they're vomiting debunked information, things that we already know are false. We sit here, and I told y'all to stop listening to Marjorie Taco Grease every day, like this is an important person. This person for her first year could not vote, had a job that she couldn't go to. And now, because they put a traitor as the Speaker of the House, this insurrectionist, traitor, treasonous witch, now has a voice in our government. She has done things that could have her removed from Congress 30 times over. And yet, she continues to spew her garbage. Why? Because you're watching a production. Just like the January 6th committee meetings was a huge production that got you all the way through 2022. You were glued, waiting week after week to hear testimony from people who you knew. You watched them commit the crimes they committed. You watched them say everything that you saw happen in real life, and yet you were unable to remove yourself from it. Believe me when I say you are being programmed. Every question that is being asked about this people is furthering the programming. All of this that is going on in our government right now, all of this is to keep us distracted from what is really going on, to keep us focused on people that don't matter. Donnie committed crimes all the way up into 2020. He committed crimes. He's still committing crimes because he's still in possession of government secrets. And they have not gone in there with tanks and just leveled Mar-a-Lago. They have not gone in there with all that armament and just took apart Bedminster. Because if that was anybody else's house and there was stuff hidden, they would destroy the house until they found it, or destroy the house until nobody else could find it. But no, we're talking about Donnie. Different standard. No, this is keeping you focused over here so that these evil men can continue doing what they're doing over there. All right. So, weather events stranded people at airports, causing major catastrophes happening everywhere. Will 24's weather be better? No, Shay. It will not. Not unless somebody shuts down CERN. It's going to get worse. It's going to get worse. All right. Now, let's see if I can say this name right. Prigozhin is one of Putin's military leaders behind the mutiny. What is his fate? Will Putin have Prigozhin killed, unalived? Prigozhin is one of Putin's military leaders behind the mutiny. What is his fate? And will Putin have him unalived? Here we go. Prigozhin, tell us about him. Oh, okay. All right. This is interesting. I don't have death in here, so I don't think Putin is going to have him killed. However, this is going to change everything about the war in Ukraine. Okay, there is a turning point here. Prigozhin and his followers are planning. This is a mutiny. They are going to walk away from Putin's army. They're going to commit treason against Putin. They are going to commit treason against their own country. We got the 10 of Pentacles here. Tens are ends. Tens are endings, culminations. This is going to come to an end. There's a lot of money involved. We already know that Putin isn't taking care of the troops that are working for him. They're not being fed. They're not being paid. The promises are not being lived up to. So you have a bunch of people turned mercenary who are out there starving. They have no resources out there. Their own countries are having to pay for a war that they didn't start. We also have the Wheel of Fortune. So karma. This is karma. We got the world and karma on this. This is an interesting throw, guys. There is a definite change. Prigozhin is going to be a huge obstructionist. He's going to throw a monkey wrench in this war against Ukraine. He's going to change things. This is going to hurt Russia in a lot of ways. This is going to be devastating. And here, the last card, we've got the King of Pentacles. Oh, Donnie's card. This is the card of riches, though. The rich king, the controller, valor, intelligence, business, normal intellect, aptitude, mathematical skills, success. This must be Prigozhin. This must be how Prigozhin is viewed by tarot. So he's a businessman. Even though he's a monster, he's going to change the tide of this war. But I don't think Putin's going to be able to kill him. I don't think Russia is going to be able to kill him. I don't think Putin is around. I think Russia, what's left of Putin's cabinet, is trying to uphold this. Again, this war in Ukraine is also a distraction. I just don't know what this distraction is for. This war is going nowhere. All Russia is doing is leveling another country. Nothing is being gained. There's nothing political being gained. The people are not being converted into Russian citizens. So this war is about nothing but death and destruction. This is a distraction from something else that is going on. This is keeping our heads and our energy focused on something over here, because they are definitely doing something huge and obviously very evil over here that they do not want us focused on. Open your eyes, number one. All of this stuff that doesn't make sense, it doesn't make sense because it doesn't make sense. They are using these wars, these cases to distract us from things that could change our very reality. Okay. My next question from Shay Shay is, what is the fate of Kevin Hunter? I didn't even know who this guy was. Kevin Hunter is Wendy Williams' ex-husband. I guess this dude cheated on Wendy with another woman, had Wendy sign a prenup, but the prenup said that he would only get any type of funding if Wendy Williams was working. So when Wendy found out that he had a whole baby mama and he was cheating on her and living an opulent lifestyle off of her dime, she quit her job, which means, oh, Kevin gets not one penny. She cut him off. So now he is trying to sell off all of his assets to try to maintain his lifestyle. And this fool actually went on YouTube crying. I only watched about 45 seconds of it to see what a cretin this person is. You want to see what a narcissist looks like? Watch Wendy Williams' husband, Kevin Hunter. Watch his interview of him crying about him being cut off. About, oh my gosh, he's going to have to get a job and work for a living because now he can't take care of his trick. Okay, so Tara, please tell us, what is the fate of Kevin Hunter, Wendy Williams' husband? What is going to happen to him? This boy is trying his best to hold on to his assets, and the final outcome for him is loss. This boy is going to lose everything. Even though he has a couple of things left, he can't see them because he's greedy. He's a crook. He is a crook. He is the worst kind of crook because he's the type of man that steals hearts. It's not just the money. He tricked Wendy into thinking that he loved her. Got her to just make sure, to promise to take care of him. At least she had somebody, one guardian angel who was looking out for her. Wendy Williams, a lot of the things that happened to her could directly be because of the relationships that she has with certain people. I want to talk about somebody who has been systematically poisoned? Yeah. Wendy Williams. Systematically poisoned. People close to her trying to take her out while the whole world laughs at her. Yes, she was a spectacle, but there are many spectacles out there. You watch this woman. They tried to take her life, and the whole world watched it. They poisoned her through her tea. Somebody on her show was poisoning her every day, poisoning her. She had no idea. Microdosing her, just a little bit every day, poisoning her. Wendy Williams's illness is a culmination of people who were close to her, literally trying to murder her. And what they introduced into her system has caused her irreparable harm to Wendy Williams's nervous system, because she was poisoned by people on her show, people around her. And I want to say a lot of it was at the behest of her ex-husband. A lot of people wanted what Wendy had, wanted her money, wanted a piece of her. A lot of people didn't like her. A lot of people wanted to take her out to just hurt her. And her husband was one of them. Wanted to hurt her for entertainment purposes only. But there you go, Shay Shay. Shay Shay's next question is an interesting one. Shay Shay wants to know, is the earth a round water ball or is it flat? The earth is a sphere, like a water droplet, surrounded by billions of other water droplets. You might say that our world is inside of an ocean, okay? And that our bubble is what separates us from other realities, other realms, okay? And I truly believe this because I do astral project. And one of the things that I feel very strongly is that this planet is a sphere, is a giant water ball that has solid parts suspended in it. But inside of it there's world inside of world inside of world. So it's not just one thing, it's hundreds of things. And I don't know how to say that except for imagine that we are a bubble in the ocean. Our planet is a bubble, an air bubble in the ocean. And there are billions of other air bubbles touching us and surrounding us. But we're all in this large liquid mass. That's what I believe. I believe that the world, our world, is a water sphere that is amid billions of other water spheres that create the ocean of consciousness that we exist in. There you go. My next question is from Shay Shay. What is the significance of our heart? Shay Shay wants to know, is it our timekeeper? And I want to tell you no. It may, but time is a concept. Time is something man created. The universe doesn't work on that same concept. Our heart is literally our second brain. That's why you need to connect your third eye and your heart together so that you are thinking in concert with both of your brains. So your heart is your second brain. Your brain makes sure that you breathe, that your heart beats, your eyes blink, that your heart beats and pumps your blood through your body. Your brain is the conductor of the machine. It works without thought. Once it is turned on, it is turned on, and it works until the machine wears out. Okay? Your heart is your second brain because your heart has an intelligence. It can think about the external things that you do have control over, such as who you find attractive, who you might fall in love with. It's a thinking, feeling entity, but it works with your consciousness, where your brain works on its own. Okay? So I'm going to say no. Your heart is not a timekeeper. Your heart is your second brain. It rules the exterior of your psyche, where your brain rules the interior of your psyche, the autonomic, the things you don't think about that happen. All right? I hope that explains it. Shay Shay also wants to know, she got me on these questions. Shay Shay wants me to explain to you, what are skinwalkers? Okay, now skinwalkers, we're getting to Native American lore. And I'm not going to say fantasy or anything, because all of these entities exist in some realm of consciousness. Skinwalkers, if I have this right, are Native American entities that are shapeshifters that just walk around. You may run into them. Leave them alone. Skinwalkers are a part of the history. When bad things happen, these entities are conjured up, unleashed to protect the land, to protect the people. Skinwalkers are entities that exist in between worlds. They are real entities. I don't want to call them ghosts, because I don't think they're ghosts. They are an entity, just like a fairy is a fairy. It's a distinct entity. Yes, there are Bigfoot. There are Sasquatch. That is a whole race of beings. They live all over North America, Canada, the Yukon. Okay? Real things. We've seen them. We've seen them time and time again. And every time we see them, we try to, with what we've seen with our own eyes, we try to rationalize our way right out of it. Okay? These things exist. Okay? Just believe that. These things exist. Those things that have been seen. Ghosts exist. Ghosts are spirits that are trapped or staying in an area. Ghosts could be residue of a violent thing that happened in a place, like a scab on a wound. Because everything is energy. And when energy is violent, it can stain the atmosphere. And that's why some places may have certain hauntings or eerie things that happen, because there is a stain in that part of the ether because of that trauma that has changed the frequency of that area, the vibration of that area. Because again, and I'm gonna keep saying this because, and this is straight from the Karate Kid, y'all, everything is energy. Everything is vibration. The way that we pull ourselves out of negativity is to change where and how we're vibrating. When we're feeling low, we say we're feeling low or we're feeling down because we're vibrating lowly. If you smoke marijuana and you get high because you're vibrating higher at the level of whatever you're smoking. Okay? I'm just stating facts. Listen to the words that you use and understand them. Okay. Yeah, that was about skinwalkers. Okay. Ask Y2 says the Supreme Court is allowing lawsuits over the Ohio State team doctors' molestation of them boys. Will Jim Jordan get his comeuppance? Here we go. All these years later, all these years, decades that these boys have had to suffer, that have had to live with this trauma. Jim Jordan free, sitting up there on committees, disgracing our United States. This man should be in jail for what he allowed to happen to people's children. He sat by and watched and allowed children to be victimized by adults. He, excuse me, pardon me, he sat back and allowed these boys to be victimized by his co-workers knowingly, and then lied about it. So Terrell, please tell us what's going to happen with Jim Jordan. The end is coming for Jim Jordan. The end is coming for him. I don't see jail. I don't see anything like that. We do have the emperor here, and we have the fool. Jim Jordan is the epitome of the fool. The man who thinks that no rules apply to him, nothing can touch him. His name, his status, who he is enough to keep him above board, out of trouble. Something bad is coming for Jim Jordan. He's got death and the devil. There's going to be movement out. Jim Jordan is not going to get reelected, number one. If he's up for reelection, he is going to lose his seat. He is going to lose or be removed from his seat. His days are done. That's the good news. All of the dirt that he did, the things that he allowed, are going to come out. It is going to come out. The boys that are now men, and we all need to be very proud of them. There are going to be some of these men who are going to stand up knowing what this is going to do, and they are going to say exactly, name names and point fingers. And Jim Jordan is going to be one of them that is pointed at. He is going to lose a whole bunch of support. Again, I don't see jail for him, but he's going to lose all the stuff that he thought was airtight, that he thought he would be able to stay in Congress as long as Mitch McConnell or the Senate or whatever he's on. His days are numbered. His time is coming to an end. This is it for Jim Jordan. He will be removed he will be removed from his seat. Okay, he will get his comeuppance. My next question is from Pam Cakes. And y'all, it's 2:37. Got a good chance of getting this one out on time. My next question is from Pam Cakes. What will happen to Alabama Senator Tommy Tuberville stopping 250 military appointments? Messing with people's pay, messing with people's retirement, messing with people just because he can. Why? Because the military is not following the ban on abortion. And Tommy Tuberville guesses he's God and gets to tell every woman what she can do with her body. Tarot, please tell us, what is the fate of Tommy Tuberville? First card we get for Tommy Tuberville is the Strength card. Again, when they're dealing with these fools, this is an abuse of power. Another man who is going to lose a whole lot of support. Tommy Tuberville, his little stunt is going to cause some fighting within his own party. He opened up a can of worms. He's going to have people fighting against conflicting interests. These are all about focus groups and special interest groups and who you're doing this for this rich group or that with rich group. Well, he didn't talk to the group about this. He was trying to make his own little spectacle of himself. He's going to have to move out the way. He's going to have to allow these appointments to go through. And it's going to be embarrassing for him. It's going to be embarrassing for him. His own party is going to be fighting against him for him to stop looking like an idiot. He's going to be harming our military that he wants to say out of one part of his mouth, we need, on the other part of his mouth, well, we don't need you, and I'm not going to allow you to get your rank. Talking out of both sides of their neck. There's the Supreme Court may get involved with this, okay? Again, this is going to be embarrassing for him. Out of sorts, he's going to lose a whole bunch of support from people inside of his own caucus. It's a stupid thing he's doing. He's going to get slapped across the face for it. He's going to get laughed at, but not before he wreaks some havoc on our national security, because this is what he's messing with. And this is what is being allowed to do. One man, one judge can just destroy the whole country. Yeah. All right. There you go. My next question, and that was from Pam Cakes. My next question is, will blacks in the South ever be free from white domination? This is a great question because this isn't something that tarot has to answer. This is a question that each individual melanated person has to answer. The systemic racism that we face is one thing. The internal racism that we subject ourselves to is another. What is going on in this world? Yes, we are subject to a whole bunch of heinous things that are done to our bodies, that are done to our communities, that are done to us. We have a power in this, however. I mean, we answer to what we decide to answer to. What we have to do is to elevate ourselves. This consciousness, this awareness is where it has to start. We have to elevate our own mindset. We have to stop the slave think. We have to stop the idea that we are less than. And then we have to conduct ourselves accordingly. And that means conducting ourselves with pride and respect. It doesn't mean that we need to take on the trappings of the oppressor. What it means is we need to figure out who the heck we are and start living our life on our terms, answering to the names that we give ourselves, standing in our own power, not waiting for somebody to come and hand us something, not waiting for somebody to come and make things right. If we want things better, we have to be willing to stand up out of the oppression, to raise ourselves out of where we do not want to be, to give ourselves our own name, and to live under our own terms, to stop bending our head and bending our back, saying yassa and nasa. We are the masters of our own destiny. And until we realize that we are no longer enslaved, because it's that, we will be slaves as long as we believe we are. Until we decide that we are no longer slaves and stand up and stand in our power, that which was given to us, that can't be taken by anyone, then we'll be free from oppression from anyone. You got to know who you are. You got to determine who you are. You've got to speak it. Who are you? I am. That's who I am. Y'all, today's rant is brought to you by Bigelow Blackberry Citrus Tea. This smells divine. And if you throw a handful of frozen blueberries in the bottom of the teacup, it takes it to a whole different level. Oh. Find a tea blend that makes you happy. Find a tea blend that when you inhale it, it tickles your brain. That's how you harness joy. Use your senses to raise your vibration, to change your frequency. The smell of fruit, citrus, vanilla, scented candles. The reason that you enjoy this is because it changes the vibration in the area that you are in. Those candles, the scent that it gives off, has a frequency. Learn how to manipulate the frequency. Learn what works for you that makes you happy and incorporate that into your everyday and work on it in moments of stress. Focus on those things. Brew a cup of tea if you're feeling stressed at work or if you're feeling angry. Take a few seconds. Inhale the scent. Realign yourself. Regroup. All right? This is how we heal ourselves, by understanding that everything in nature serves a purpose for us, to help us. All right? All right. My next question. The Tennessee Justins, Justin Jones and Justin Pearson, are up for re-election in Tennessee. How will they do? How will Justin Jones and Justin Pearson fare in their re-election? Let's do Justin Jones first. Will Justin Jones be re-elected in Tennessee? Yes, Justin Jones will be re-elected in Tennessee. And we got the lovers. Let's see. Will Justin Pearson be re-elected in Tennessee? Yes, Justin Jones and Justin Pearson will be reelected in Tennessee. Here's our answer for both of them. Justin Jones, there's his yes. Justin Pearson, there's his yes. And guys, their campaigns are going to be interesting. They are going to be shining a whole light on racism in politics. That's what they are both going to be running on. All right, there you go. The next question, I believe this one is from Shay Shay. Is Sweden's model of housing the homeless the best way to start? And I looked online and I could not find anything on how Sweden is helping their homeless population. So I'm just going to ask Taro. Taro, please tell us. Is Sweden's model, whatever it is, the way to end homelessness around the world? Like I said, I looked for it, I couldn't find it, but let's ask. Okay, what I've got here. So, I feel this is a whole bunch of bureaucracy. There's a lot of people who are worried that are worried, anxious. The homeless crisis is something that is taking over huge swaths, not just of America, but of Europe. I feel like Sweden is going to come up with some measures to help homelessness, but there's some hidden things. There's a lot of hidden things that are going on in here. And the biggest is government's role in why people are homeless. We have to understand 90% of the people who are finding themselves homeless, finding themselves refugees, are victims of war, are victims of tyrannical governments that take, and have no protections for the people. And that's us right here in the United States, y'all. You have no protection. No protection. If you rent, your landlord can do whatever they want to, raise the price as high as they want to without any notice. That's a war on people. That's a war. That's keeping people unsure, in a state of flux. This is happening all over the world. Refugees drowning off of Greece. All of these people displaced by war, by famine, by the deeds of evil men. And then these rulers of these countries say, no, you don't look like us. We don't want you on our continent. We don't want to share our resources to help you. So, yes and no. Sweden has a model, an idea on how to stop homelessness. But in there, the devil is in the details. Homelessness should never have been a thing in the first place. Homelessness is a created situation. Homelessness is a result of greed. Homelessness is a result of, I just have to say, pure evil. Greed. Greed. The government allows people to buy property, land that doesn't belong to them, and then to push other people off of it, to not allow other people to ever have a foothold. The government makes it legal for them, if they decide they want your property, to call it eminent domain, to basically say you, as a slave of wherever you reside, have no real right to what you paid for and somebody sold you as your property. The government can come in and say, no, it's not yours anymore. It's ours. And if you don't give it to us, we will imprison you, or we will just kill you and take it. We live in an evil, 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 evil world, an evil place of evil men. This is not because of a God or anything. This is evil men. This is men with a conscience who have a mind to hurt and destroy. Understand where we are. This is why it is so important for you to know who you are. Every one of us is going to be faced with a decision. Where do you stand in this world? These evil men are making sure that this book of Revelation is coming to fruition. They are going to push and push and push until you see the monsters. Till you're on your knees begging for mercy. If you're resonating down there. Because this will only affect you if you allow yourself to dwell in the gutter with Marjorie Taco Grease and Matt Gaetz and Donald Trump. Elevate yourself out of the mire. It is imperative that you change your mindset, that you stop allowing these political games to dictate how you live your life. You're watching a bunch of traitors commit treason, lie, steal, cheat every day. And people are glued to this like it is something important. You're watching criminals be criminals. You're watching liars be liars. You're watching, it is 2023. Donald Trump has been out of office since 2021. And this treasonous orange turd is still free to wreak havoc. This is unacceptable. Okay? So, yeah, Sweden has some ideas on how to help homelessness. I have ideas too. Open up these empty buildings. Allow these people who have skills and trades to refurbish them, to turn them into places where people can live. Let the people build their own communities out of existing infrastructure, and your homelessness would be fixed. But they won't do that because there's no money in it. People are homeless. People are allowed to remain homeless because people are monsters. All right. My next question is from beautiful girl. Paul Singer, billionaire, traveling with Judge Alito. I told you it would come out. How many of these judges are bought, paid for? All of them. Every single one of them has their own billionaire courting them. Every single one of them has somebody paying every single one of those Supreme Court justices very, very extra special attention. Gifts, trips, cars, educations, scholarships, private plane rides, spa dates, lavish dinners, invitation to black tie events, Hollywood events. Tara, please tell us, yes or no, does Paul Singer own Judge Alito? Yes or no? Yes. Oh my gosh. Judge Alito is bought and paid for. This is going to come out. And this is going to be part of the thing that just rocks a whole swath of America. That's going to just damage the faith in our institutions. When it comes out that every single one of our Supreme Court justices is either flat out owned by a billionaire or is being heavily courted by one, and they have not disclosed the gifts and the courtship that has been going on. A whole lot of competing interests. Judges flat out giving cases away because it's their buddy, ruling in favor of their buddy instead of ruling in favor of the law and the people. Oh, it's a whole lot of glad handing that is going on in our Supreme Court. A whole lot of glad handing. Okay. Whoo. All right. The California Supreme Court has ruled that police are no longer immune from lawsuits involving misconduct from them. Will other states follow suit and pass laws making police accountable for their actions? Will other states follow suit and make it legal for people to sue police? Oh, there's going to be the police are going to fight this. The police unions are going to fight this tooth and nail. But this is a gift. This is something that is coming. I want to say that, yes, after a period of fighting, a period of a whole lot of discussion, yeah, it is going to come around to where a lot of people are going to say, let's start holding these police officers accountable. Small towns are getting tired of spending millions and millions of dollars paying out to victims that the police have beaten to death or just hurt to the point of where now people need medical care for the rest of their lives. Yes, not all, but some are going to change their laws to where police officers will be able to be sued and held accountable, them personally, instead of the community picking up the bill for these thugs. All right, yes, that's a yes, beautiful girl. My next question is from Mesa Trees 8. Will it ever be admitted that old Donnie Boy was never lawfully elected and that Russia installed him into office? Will it ever come to light indisputable evidence that Donald J. Dump Truck was never elected the President of the United States? Instead, he was installed by a foreign country. Here we go. My cards stopped being shuffled. Oh, okay. Will it ever be? Yes, it will. Yes, it will. Yes, it will. It will come to light that this was a stolen election. I don't know when. I don't know how. But I will be happy when that day comes. All right, y'all. For me to get this out, I have got to get this uploaded right now. Talk about this weather, this man-made weather, okay? Be prepared, I'm telling y'all. I told you, be prepared. Keep your cars stocked. These floods, this is no joke. This is weather that is just going to materialize out of nothing. Tornadoes, floods, just terrible storms, hail everywhere. Nobody is safe right now. And I'm still looking for that crazy cold weather to come through if it hasn't already. Stay prepared. Keep what you need in your car right now, especially in case you need to evacuate where you're at. We're under some hard times right now. A lot of places, and I can't just put my finger on one or two. But it doesn't matter where you are. It really doesn't. you need to be prepared for anything at this point. Again, seismically, we have another, we've got a huge patch of sunspots that are on the bottom part of the sun that are turning to face us today and all of today. This is a day that may very well mess with your electronics again. Sunspots mess with your GPS. Sunspots mess with radio frequency, traffic. It can mess with your computers. It can mess with your banking. It can mess with a whole lot of stuff. Your phones, not receiving text messages or phone calls. Start talking to your family and your friends. Start making plans for if you are unable to communicate with each other on what to do, on how to make it known that everybody is safe. We need this again. If your phone doesn't work and you're somewhere remote, we need to figure out ways to let people know we're okay. Talk to your families. Talk to those people who are close to you. Make plans. Make plans if there's a flood. Make plans if there's an earthquake. Know who you can depend on. Are you the person other people can depend on? We got to stay prepared. We got to stay ready. We're going to come into some hard times. It's going to be scary. But be prepared. Be prepared. A lot of this stuff is man-made. And they want you to think that it's nature. They want you to think that it's extraterrestrial. But this is man doing evil things to man. Raise your vibration. Raise your frequency. Get out of the mire. I love you. Take care of yourself. Let's say the Reiki prayer together. Because this is about letting go of all the bull crap that's not yours to carry. All right? Exhale. Set your intention for this day. My intention is to live in joy, to be present within myself, to be gentle with myself and others. Just for today, I let go of anger. I let go of worry. I am grateful. I work on myself. And I am kind to all living things. Namaste. If you would like a private reading with me, psychictanya9@gmail.com. If you would like a sachet, a room spray, or any of my conjurings, psychictanya9@gmail.com. To never, ever, ever miss a video, like, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell notification so that you never miss a show. I love you. Have a fantastic Wednesday, you early birds. Namaste.